Varling, you didn't think I'd miss your little party, did you?
The rain had just stopped when Olivia Carter stepped out of St. Mary's Hospital, her scrub still damp from a 12-hour shift in the ER. She had no idea that the stranger she helped that night would change her life forever. Inside the hospital room, Ethan Grant, a polished young executive from one of the city's most powerful families, sat by his mother's bedside. His mother's heart was fragile, and so was her hope. More than anything, she wanted to see her only son settle down before her time ran out. That night, when Olivia stepped in to help Ethan's mother breathe through a sudden panic attack, the older woman's eyes lit up. She saw Olivia and assumed she was Ethan's girlfriend. Ethan hadn't corrected her. Hours later, Ethan caught up with Olivia at the hospital's parking lot. The man who always seemed in control now looked nervous. "Olivia," he said, "I know this is going to sound insane, but my mother thinks you're my girlfriend." I didn't correct her. She's been so sick, and this is the first time I've seen her smile in months. Olivia stared at him, confused. "You're asking me to pretend?" "Yes," Ethan said, his voice low but steady. "I'll make it worth your while. A few appearances, some family dinners, just until she stabilizes. After that, you can walk away." Olivia should have said no. She was a nurse with her own problems, a sick younger brother, overdue bills, and a constant feeling that her life was one long shift she couldn't clock out of. But Ethan's eyes weren't cold or calculating. They were desperate. "I don't want your money," she said finally. "If I do this, it's because your mother deserves peace, not because you're buying me." Ethan paused, surprised. People always wanted something from him. Olivia didn't. That unsettled him more than he liked to admit. "Then it's settled," he said. "We'll make it look real." The next morning at the county clerk's office, Olivia's hands trembled as she signed a marriage certificate. "This feels like a bad Netflix movie," she muttered. Ethan smirked but said nothing. The paper wasn't just a prop. It was real, legally binding. She'd agreed only because he'd told her it was the only way to stop his family from interfering in his life. He'd even drafted a contract. No physical relationship, no romantic obligations, and a clean exit after 6 months. It should have felt safe. It didn't. When Ethan drove her to his penthouse that evening, Olivia stared at the glittering skyline, feeling like she'd stepped into someone else's life. "You didn't say anything about living together," she said quietly. "It's part of the act," he replied. No one would believe it otherwise. Inside, the place looked like a hotel, marble floors, glass walls, and a view that went on forever. But Ethan had done something she hadn't expected. The guest room was freshly painted in soft blue, a vase of lilies on a nightstand. "If you're uncomfortable, tell me," he said. Olivia's chest tightened. She didn't know which felt stranger, that he thought of her comfort, or that she felt safer here than she had in weeks. Weeks passed, their lives intertwined. They held hands at public events, smiled at photographers, and played their parts. But behind closed doors, something unspoken grew between them. Ethan started asking about her brother's health. Olivia noticed how his hands trembled when his mother called. Then one night, she overheard him on the phone. "I don't care what it costs," he said. "Clear her family's debt. Make sure they're safe." Her throat tightened. He'd been protecting her family without telling her. The next morning, Olivia confronted him. "Why are you doing this?" she demanded. Ethan met her gaze, his walls cracking for first time. "Because you were willing to help me when you had nothing to gain," he said softly. "No one's ever done that for me before." But their fragile arrangement was about to explode. At a gala meant to showcase their engagement, an unexpected guest showed up. Catherine Reynolds, Ethan's ex-fiancée, the one his family had always wanted him to marry. Catherine smiled sweetly at Olivia. "Do you even know who you're married to?" she whispered. "Or what he's hiding?" Olivia's world tilted. In that moment, she realized this wasn't just a harmless charade. There were secrets here, big ones, and she was standing in the middle of them. And yet, when Ethan found her later, ready to walk away, he didn't try to stop her with money or power. He simply said, "Stay. Not for the contract. Not for my mother. For me." Olivia stared at him. This had started as a performance, A lie told to protect two broken families. But somewhere along the way, it had stopped being fake. She didn't answer him. Not yet, because in a story like this, walking away might be safer, but staying could change everything.